In a surprising turn of events, footage has emerged showcasing sparring sessions of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. It offered fans a glimpse into the training regimes and fighting styles of both fighters. Tyson's performance in the sparring session was nothing short of spectacular. Despite his age, he demonstrated that his skills, power, and ring intelligence remain intact. His ability to move swiftly, deliver powerful punches, and maintain a high pace throughout the rounds was a clear indication that he is still a formidable force in the ring. The sparring sessions of Tyson and Paul have only added to the anticipation surrounding their upcoming official fight. Fans are now more eager than ever to see these two athletes face off in a professional bout. Paul and Tyson were slated to clash last month, but the bout was postponed due to Tyson's ulcer flare-up in May, which sidelined his training. Now rescheduled for November 15th, Paul secured a victory over Mike Perry on the original date, while Tyson used the delay to thoroughly prepare for his first professional boxing match since 2005. When the fight was delayed, Tyson said, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon." Tyson remarked that while Jake Paul may have gained some time, he would ultimately still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. He expressed appreciation for everyone's patience and looked forward to delivering an unforgettable performance later in the year. Meanwhile, Lawrence Oakley remains uncertain about the forthcoming match. However, the reigning WBC World Bridgerweight Champion is convinced that the outcome of this peculiar bout hinges largely on Tyson's performance. Although Oakley thinks Paul, who is 27 years old, shouldn't have any trouble defeating his opponent, who is 58 years old, Tyson's prominence in the boxing community has made him hesitate. Oakley told Betway, "It really depends on how Mike Tyson is at his age. It will be tough. I believe just because any boxer should be able to beat a 58-year-old, so it's tough to call. But Jake Paul is the younger man, despite it being Mike Tyson. It's a weird fight. I don't know how serious the fight is, or who would sanction it for a 58-year-old to have a fight, but we're here." Tyson, having resumed his training, is adamant about being prepared to fight again. Despite his last bout ending in a dull draw against Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition match in 2020, Tyson will absolutely destroy Jake Paul in their upcoming bout, according to Tyson Fury. Fury, who was named after Tyson, believes the ex-champion can prevail. In a clip reshared by MMA Red, Fury remarked that if Mike Tyson hits anyone, regardless of his age, he would knock them out cold. He expressed his support for Mike Tyson in his fight with Paul, emphasizing that since he is named after the legend, he would back him. Fury also mentioned that Tyson always supports him, so he, in turn, is rooting for Mike to win by knockout, enthusiastically cheering, "Come on, Mike!"
Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, I don't care if he's 90, he's going to knock him out cold, isn't he? It's I am Mike Tyson. Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend, and I back him. As he always backs me. I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike!
The boxing world has been divided by the fight, with many fearing for Tyson's well-being. But Paul has no qualms about taking on the 58-year-old. After beating Perry, he said, "He's tough as nails. I'm sorry it took so long. Respect to Mike Perry. He's the king of violence. He's the BKFC champion. I hit too hard. He took a lot of damage, and that's a W for me. I expected that, but I did put him down in the first round. He just survived." Mike Tyson, your next big boy, sign the contract November 15th on Netflix. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to go home and prepare for that one. Paul further added, "It's happening. November 15th, Mike Tyson is training. He's back, looking crazier than ever. I'm going to get another KO and prove everyone wrong once again. Everyone said I was an idiot for taking this fight, that I was risking it, but this is why I'm here. I take big risks." Paul expressed his admiration for Mike Tyson, acknowledging his legendary status and recognizing him as one of the two most famous boxers alongside legend Ali. He conveyed his honor at the opportunity to get in the ring with Tyson, but confidently stated his intention to take Tyson's throne. Similarly, boxing legend Larry Holmes has weighed in with his prediction ahead of the fight between Tyson and Paul. During his remarkable 75-fight career, Holmes squared off against formidable opponents like Ernie Shavers, Ken Norton, and the legendary Muhammad Ali. However, in 1988, he fell to Tyson while vying for the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. In an interview with USA Today, Holmes stated that he is picking his former rival to win. He said, "I'll bet a quarter on Mike Tyson." Former undisputed heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko was asked about the fight in an interview with Fight Hub TV. Klitschko commented that the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is outstanding. He noted that Tyson, at his age, is facing a much younger and hungry YouTuber who is also capable of boxing. Klitschko believes this match will serve as a good example for people of Tyson's age and inspire him to keep going as well, expressing his anticipation for the fight.
Mike Tyson at 58 years old, what do you think of this fight?
Well, that's also outstanding as this fight in Riyadh. Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak. And hopefully, I look forward to that match as well.
He was informed that a lot of people believe Tyson is too old to still be fighting. Klitschko stated that age is only a limitation in one's mind, and that by controlling the mind, one can control everything. He emphasized that age is a mental concept and encouraged everyone to just keep punching.
How do you think that fight goes? A lot is being made that, Mike Tyson might be too old for Jake Paul. Obviously, like you mentioned, Jake Paul's coming from a YouTube background. Do you think he's too old? Do you think Mike will still get the knockout?
You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
Wow, that's great advice. And just final one for me, like you said, Mike Tyson still fighting might be a little bit of a lesson to you as well. Is there any potential of a comeback with a lot of people coming back?
There is no comeback in the sport.
Due to injuries, KSI was forced to withdraw from his 2 versus 1 inch extravaganza scheduled for August 31st in Dublin, leaving opponents Slim Albaher and Anthony Taylor without a match. Anthony Taylor, a former sparring partner of Jake Paul, is looking ahead and urging Iron Mike Tyson to take a page from KSI's book. With Tyson's health concerns mounting before their upcoming fight, Taylor is advocating for Tyson to withdraw in order to prioritize his well-being. Speaking to Instant Casino, Taylor said, "Mike Tyson is a lamb to the slaughter. He should follow KSI and save himself a concussion against Jake Paul. Mike Tyson needs to take a leaf out of KSI's book and pull out of his fight against Jake Paul. I've worked with Jake behind the scenes, and trust me, you haven't seen what he's capable of. Tyson is a lamb to a slaughter." Anthony Taylor expressed concern about a potentially concussive ending, noting that Jake Paul has developed into a real fighter over the 5 years he has known him. Taylor predicted that when Tyson tires, Paul will take advantage, highlighting Paul's exceptional cardio. He likened the situation to Homer Simpson, waiting out his opponent and then knocking them over when they were exhausted, emphasizing that at 58, Tyson will tire quickly. It is true to say that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul has generated as many headlines as any boxing fight in recent times, despite not yet having happened. Opinions within the sport have been split by the pairing of a living great of boxing with a very young professional. Some fret over the younger fighter's safety when he faces an opponent who was once considered the most fearsome on the globe. Others, however, are concerned about the well-being of a nearly 58-year-old who hasn't stepped into the ring professionally for more than 2 decades and recently experienced a medical setback that postponed the original bout by 4 months. Paul has triumphed over every opponent he's encountered except one, Tommy Fury. His opponents have been strategically chosen, often featuring seasoned fighters or those new to the ring. Most recently, Paul delivered a decisive 5th-round stoppage against Mike Perry, a former UFC standout known for his bare-knuckle prowess, pushing his record to an impressive 11 wins and a single defeat. In the meantime, Tyson's most recent bout was an exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. 2 years ago. Prior to that, he had been out of the ring for 2 decades, with his last official loss marking the end of his professional career. Alexander Usyk, the reigning heavyweight champion, recently shared his thoughts with Seconds Out about the upcoming fight. He views it as more of a spectacle than a serious challenge, but remains unconcerned about it. Usyk said, listen, it just shows. Tyson is a big famous man in all the world. Jake Paul is a young guy who want to box, who want to help young guys, but it's a show. It's a big show. If people want to see a show, okay. For me, I think it's okay. The anticipated showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul has created a buzz throughout the boxing community, and now the legendary former world champion has received a concerning alert from one of the top fitness experts in the UK. Iron Mike is gearing up to return to the ring this November for his postponed fight against YouTuber-turned-boxer Paul. However, at 58 years old, there are growing concerns about his readiness for this highly anticipated comeback. After Tyson's ulcer flare-up forced a rescheduling of the original bout, fitness expert Dave Hancock expressed his concerns to OLBG. From a medical standpoint, Hancock cautioned that the fight could pose significant risks to the boxing legend. He said, "Looking from the outside, Mike Tyson's comeback is purely money-driven. If someone's going to offer you X to do Y, you can make a decision whether to do that or not at any age. So therefore, your incentive is cash." Warning Mike Tyson, Hancock advised that while the financial reward might justify putting one's body on the line in such circumstances, from a medical perspective, it could be catastrophic. He emphasized that especially at Tyson's age, reflexes and reaction time are reduced, and he is not as fit as he used to be. He added, "There might be cardiothoracic issues, pulmonary issues, all sorts of issues that you've inherited as you've got older, lifestyle issues. You're not living the same as what you were doing when you were training." Despite the cautionary advice, Hancock, who has experience with Chelsea, Leeds, and the England national team, asserts that Tyson's choice seems driven by financial incentives that were simply too tempting to resist. He added, "But at the end of the day, money talks." Going back to the same scenarios about footballers going on end-of-season trips and preseason trips, it's because there are huge amounts of money involved. It's no different for an individual athlete that could get a payday for a one-off bout with a YouTuber. Hancock added that if anyone were offered £10 million for something, they would likely seriously consider accepting it. He suggested that 99% of the population, if they had the talent, would find it difficult to refuse such an offer. Hancock noted that financial situations, like Mike Tyson's past bankruptcy, could influence his decision, as the opportunity to make substantial money might be particularly appealing given his previous financial challenges. He concluded, then, that might lead to something else and something else. Therefore, all of a sudden, he could be doing something in his 50s and be earning more money than he was in his 20s. After stepping onto the red carpet and mingling with top celebrities in California last Saturday, where he witnessed Crawford narrowly defeat Madrimov, Mike Tyson seems to have addressed some lingering doubts about the rescheduled date. He's set to dive back into rigorous boxing training soon and kick off his fight camp. On Saturday night at BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, Tyson graced the event, taking in Terence Crawford's dazzling win against Israil Madrimov. Tyson, ever the charismatic figure, made the rounds on the red carpet, striking poses and mingling with a host of celebrities such as Scottie Pippen and Vince Vaughn. Tyson was perched ringside alongside promoter Eddie Hearn and the sport's fresh powerhouse, Turki Alalshik. In an exclusive chat with Bloody Elbow, radio host Big Boy, who had recently spent time with the heavyweight star, suggested that Tyson might be primed for a comeback well before November. Big Boy, whose real name is Kurt Alexander, said of Tyson, "I think he's always ready to fight. He was ready to fight tonight. Hell yeah, I would go watch Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. That's one of the Jake fights I would go to. I love Jake. He was so good with my family. I would never say anything bad about that brother." Reporters from Riyadh Season were among those who questioned Tyson on the red carpet after his altercation with Paul. However, he kept his cards close to his chest, simply replying, "You're going to have to wait and see. You don't have long to wait." After witnessing the social media star defeat BKFC star Mike Perry in a substitute fight last month, Tyson said that the fight will serve as Jake's wake and that the clock is ticking. Shortly after the altercation, Tyson posted a video of himself watching Paul on TV to social media. Despite not saying anything in the video, the clip went viral, and he followed it up with a message that read, "Countdown begins. 118 days, 16 weeks, and 6 days, 17 weekends, 2,832 hours, 169,920 minutes, 10,195,200 seconds. Clock starts now." In an interview with USA Today last month, Tyson's agent Andrew Ruff said that he will resume training soon. "Everything is on track," he said in a positive update for the fight. He added, "His doctor over at UCLA, they've been monitoring him really closely. they're super happy with the progress. Everything is kind of full track to get back in there end of July and get working. I've been told that everything is completely on track and he is on pace to have no limitations at all. His physicians, Dr. Issa in particular, don't believe there'll be any limitations at all. It looks like Mike Tyson is now gearing up with relentless intensity to deliver a masterclass in jabs, uppercuts, and crosses to the rising YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul. As the highly anticipated fight approaches, anticipation mounts, and both fighters are waging their own battles on social media. Iron Mike seized the opportunity presented by a recently unearthed video showing him executing a breathtaking move while blindfolded. The footage unnerved Jake Paul, and Tyson capitalized on the moment by using a snippet of that clip to deliver a stunning master punch from the comfort of his armchair. The unexpected strike landed with precision, reminiscent of a liver shot, amplifying Jake Paul's anxiety. Tyson's message was clear. He's ready to show no mercy to anyone who dares to face him. The upcoming clash has sparked tremendous anticipation, not just because Kid Dynamite, one of the greatest heavyweight boxers in history, is stepping back into the ring, but also due to the stark age gap between the fighters. At 58, Tyson will face off against 27-year-old Jake Paul. Once a contentious YouTuber, Paul has transitioned into a skilled boxer, refining his technique with every bout. Recently, an old video made a comeback, showing Mike as a guest on a TV show where he attempted to play cricket darts blindfolded. The results were astonishing. Tyson excelled beyond expectations. His initial throw landed solidly within the marked circle, impressively close to the target. But it was his next two throws that truly stunned everyone. Both landed just millimeters from the center of the dartboard, perfectly aligned side by side in a remarkable display of skill.
You promise you can't see anything?
Oh, a little bit, okay.
There you go. You want blue or red?
Anything, just give me something.
Anything. Here we go. I am going to get out of your way, and there is your first dart. Whenever you're ready. You hit the board. That doesn't usually happen. You're doing well. Oh my God! Did everybody see that? Okay, last one.
I'm not looking, look at my eyes, I'm not looking at anything.
In a twist of fate, Tyson pounced on the resurfaced video to deliver another precise jab, this time from the comfort of his armchair. As someone else nervously holds the dartboard, Tyson's aim is impeccable.
You ready for that, Mike?
Let's go!
What the Mike? Nice shot.
Wow. Hey.
Jake Paul boasts a record of 10 victories, 1 defeat, and no draws, with 7 wins coming by knockout and 3 by decision. His sole loss occurred in February 2023 against Tommy Fury, where he fell by split decision. This record, though notable, pales in comparison to the legendary heavyweight Iron Mike Tyson, who claims 50 wins, 44 of which were knockouts, and just 6 losses. This moment captures the vibrant energy and unyielding drive of the 58-year-old boxer, eagerly anticipating the opportunity to deliver a rigorous and intense lesson in the ring to the young contender who has emerged along his journey. Mike Tyson's unwavering resolve and self-assurance in confronting challenges unmistakably mark him as a consummate professional in the boxing arena. While he may not be an enthusiastic dart player, particularly when blindfolded, his readiness to excel in any situation or challenge underscores his readiness to triumph in any arena. It appears that Mike Tyson will be giving away over 30 years when he steps into the ring against Jake in November. Since the announcement, there has been a surge of criticism and genuine apprehension surrounding the upcoming bout. Prominent figures in the sport, including ex-world champion Anthony Joshua, have voiced their deep concerns about Iron Mike Tyson, who, at 58 years old, is set to face off against a fresh but relatively inexperienced 27-year-old opponent. People's worries regarding the age difference were brought up to Tyson during the press conference, to which he responded brusquely as usual. He said, "I don't see too many people critical about it. Look at this crowd. Tell me who has been critical. Name somebody. Picture me losing to Jake Paul. I don't see it." And in response to Deontay Wilder's voicing his fear over the fight, he told Esquire, "He's not who I am. Then let Mike get hurt. You don't have to worry about paying my bills. Everyone says this makes no sense, but he's how old? He's not who I am. He can't go to Mongolia and have somebody know who the f he is." In contrast, new training footage has surfaced, showing Mike Tyson aggressively attacking the heavy bag as he prepares for his upcoming fight against Jake Paul. At 58 years old, Tyson, the former unified heavyweight champion with a record of 50 wins and 6 losses, including 44 knockouts, demonstrates remarkable speed. His hand speed even surpasses that of celebrated world champions like Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, and Terrence Crawford. How does a seasoned fighter like Mike Tyson maintain superior hand speed compared to today's top athletes in the sport? Tyson possesses a rare blend of speed and power that many modern heavyweight champions can only aspire to. However, as Tyson nears his 60s, the idea of him returning to the ring against a formidable puncher like cruiserweight Jake Paul raises considerable risks. Here is a recently leaked training footage of Tyson.
Jabs leg. Nice penetration.
Traditional boxing enthusiasts may often overlook Jake Paul's skills in the ring, but his formidable punching power, especially with his dominant right hand, is undeniable. His ability to deliver knockout blows with precision is evident, as he can take down opponents in both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions. In addition to his advanced age and recent inactivity, Mike Tyson has frequently struggled with endurance and a reliable chin throughout his career. This vulnerability has been exploited in his losses to fighters like Kevin McBride, Danny Williams, Evander Holyfield, and James "Buster" Douglas. Here's a look at how Tyson is training to address these challenges. Should Iron Mike Tyson win against Jake Paul, it could pave the way for another lucrative opportunity, potentially against a retired boxer. With numerous potential opponents in the YouTube sphere, Tyson's future in the ring might be brimming with endless possibilities. Meanwhile, Tyson shared his excitement for the fight, expressing his eagerness to face Jake Paul in the ring. He recognized Paul's substantial growth as a boxer over the years and noted that it would be intriguing to see how the determination and drive of a younger fighter stack up against the experience and skill of a legendary boxer. Tyson said, "I'm very much looking forward to stepping into the ring with Jake Paul. He's grown significantly as a boxer over the years, so it will be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do with the experience and aptitude of a GOAT." Jake Paul commented on the upcoming fight, revealing his goal to defeat Iron Mike and reflecting on his journey in the boxing world. He reminisced about going viral for knocking out Nate Robinson during Tyson's undercard in his second professional fight. Now, less than 4 years later, he is gearing up to challenge Tyson himself, eager to test his skills against one of the sport's most iconic figures. Paul said, "It's time to put Iron Mike to sleep. It's crazy to think that in my second pro fight, I went viral for knocking out Nate Robinson on Mike Tyson's undercard. Now, less than 4 years later, I'm stepping up to face Tyson myself to see if I have what it takes to beat one of boxing's most notorious fighters and biggest icons." Paul also revealed his aspirations beyond this fight, aiming to become a world champion. He sees the match against Tyson as a chance to prove himself against one of the greatest heavyweight champions in history, calling it the fight of a lifetime. He added, "My sights are set on becoming a world champion, and now I have a chance to prove myself against the greatest heavyweight champion ever, the baddest man on the planet, and the most dangerous boxer of all time. This will be the fight of a lifetime." Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.